idea if this camera has a timer or not, but I should probably figure that out one day. Hi guys, how are y'all? I'm Simone, but you knew that already. And I'm stuck on my blanket. I'll show you my blanket that I made. It's pink, purple. It is existential crisis time of the year, and that means that my birthday is in 4 days. Yay! And the sun is, making its return to shine on me. So, yep. And that just makes me always reflect on like the year and like all the things that have happened, all the things that have transpired, because this was a third house year. Third house being ruled by Mercury and Gemini and the twins. And super crazy because now this is just the year that I decided to actually start taking piano lessons, and now I'm trying to figure out how to write music, and now I'm analyzing music in a whole other different kind of way so I can figure out, find my own sound, and exploring my voice and exploring the piano and thinking about exploring the guitar, and training my ears, and plotting out all my chords, and just trying to be more creative in general, right? And recognizing and honoring the creativity that's coming from my noggin. And so that's been fun. But we also got back into reading, like for real reading, like I'll devour a book in like a couple of days, real reading, right? And so we read the back half of the Harry Potters, and then I decided to start another series, and so I decided to do the Hunger Games because I don't know, it just felt appropriate to read the Hunger Games next. But I was like, I want to read it from a different perspective because I just want to read everything from a different perspective. Like I've only seen the movies, and that's the actual Hunger Game movies, like with Katniss. I've only seen those movies, and I really like those movies. And this girl started popping up on my Instagram who like teaches and like reads and has like a book club for the Hunger Games series, and then she's like always posting these videos about it and stuff. So I've been really into those, and so I decided to go ahead and read it. But I decided to start with the Ballad of the Songbirds and the Snakes. Okay, and the great, absolutely great. I absolutely hate Snow. I hate him. Hate him. If I didn't hate him before, which I did, then now I really hate him. And then I decided to watch the movie, which was actually a really bad decision on my part. I really should have watched the movie first, actually, in hindsight, because I'm figuring out, like, when you watch the movies first, then you read the books, then you get more information. Because knowing what I know after I read the book and then I watched the movie, negative stars. Boo. Tomato, tomato, tomato. Horrible. Like, they cut out so much important stuff, and it was like right there on the tip of it, and I'm like, why would you not take the necessary extra 3 seconds to display it in the correct order, to like do the next thing like in the script that you already following, like from the book? Like it just was baffling. I don't know, my thing said card full, and there's literally nothing on here but the 4 pictures that I took before I started recording. Weird. Anyways, yeah. Yeah, I did not enjoy the movie. But I just realized that she released a new book. And I thought it was this book that I was reading, but it's another new book. So now I have to get that book next. And so I've been reading this periodically. I've been reading this periodically. And actually, when I started reading this, it was like a really hard read because sometimes it's like I actually have a really hard time reading like self-help type books because I find them to be very redundant, and that frustrates me. Um, like when authors will sit here and be like, and this is why, and like put it in bullet points, and then go through and type paragraphs for each bullet point, and I'm like, was the bullet point not enough to drive the point home? Like, why do you then need to elaborate even more on the bullet point? And it'd be irritating me. So I've been having to like digest it in like specific, like, because it's about the sinners. So I have to be like, I'll just wake up one day and be like, okay, let's see what she got to say on this center. And I actually really like some of her takes on stuff. Like, it's very, very interesting take on it. But I don't know. Because usually when I get a book, I like to, especially a book like this, I like to just read it for cover so I can just get all the information in session. But I could not do it with this book. And that's okay. That's okay. And then I've been reading this thesaurus because guys, and I didn't even realize, like, I was like, oh, I want a dictionary. I was thinking I want a dictionary, and I especially wanted one with like a cute decorative cover, can sit on my dining room. I did my, what is this called, my coffee table, and like be super cute and be like decorative or whatever. But I ended up getting this one for my auntie, and it's crazy because my great grandfather bought it for my cousin, so his handwriting's in here. So it's super cute and sentimental, and it's cute and blue. But I didn't realize, like, I thought I wanted a dictionary, but what I really wanted was a thesaurus, because thesauruses work completely different than a dictionary, right? Because with a dictionary, you have to know the word, and then you're going to look up that definition for that word. But with a thesaurus, you have to have you don't have to have, but you start with an idea, and then the thesaurus helps you expand on the idea, and each section expands on the idea in usually 4 ways, like in the concrete and the abstract, you know, relationally, like stuff like that. And it's been so cool, right? Because the first couple of sections, right? And like you're reading it and it makes so much sense as to why these are the first couple of sections. First section is existence. Right? And then you go through all of the synonyms and antonyms for existence in different types of ways, right? 4 different type of ways we talk about existence, right? In the abstract, in the concrete, in the formal, in the modal, right? And then you go to relation, and then you go to quantity, and then you go to order, and after order is number. And do you see how these things just build on top of each other, right? Because how do we think about things? Like, it has to exist first, right? It has to exist first. So in what ways does it exist? Right? In the concrete, in the abstract, in what ways does it exist? Okay, it exists. Okay. But in relation to what? It exists in relation to what? Like, it's just like, oh, it's just like scratching my brain. It's like, oh, I love this because this is exactly how I think. And now I got the words. Now I got the words. And I'm like, I don't think that people are utilizing the sources the way that they should, because they really not only, like, just the order that they're written in is just like proper foundation of thought. And it's just genius. Like, it's just genius. And I'm so glad that I got my hands on this. Best thing ever. And then now, since I finished the Ballad of Songbird's Mistake and then I regrettably watched the movie, I'm like, okay, well, I could go get the next book, but I don't feel like going to the store. And I don't even know if it's at the store, so I might have to order it. I actually have to check. So, wait a minute. What page was I on? Oh, okay. So now I'm reading this book, Soulmates, Honoring the Mysteries of Love and Relationship by Thomas More. And I've had this for a couple of years, and I have no idea why I haven't read it thus far. But it is absolutely amazing. And like everything that I've been trying to think and figure out about, like, relationship and about intimacy, because it's really, he's talking a lot about intimacy, and he's talking a lot about like soul, specifically like your relationship with your own soul and the way in which that affects your ability to create intimacy, to be in intimate relationships with other people, right? And this is really good for me specifically because I just am a Libra and am obsessed with relationships, right? And then we also found out this year that I'm actually for sure autistic, so I don't understand them at all, actually, even though I'm quite actually obsessed with them. But I don't people I it evades me. Okay, I don't get it. You know, seventh house. Well, it's not a seventh house stellium. My stellium is in the ninth house, but I'm in Libra, right? Libra stellium in the ninth house. Crazy. I don't know. Um, but this is absolutely immaculate. And then I came also across this girl, this lady, on the Instagrams who has been like sharing with the world how she reads things to and annotates her books, like make sure that she remembers them. And so like I've been trying to do that too. And I did it in Ballad of Songbirds and the Snakes because I've just been like scared. Like I bought all these books; these are absolutely all my books, but I do not write in them. Like I don't know why. I'm just too scared to write in them. Like too scared to highlight them. Like I don't know. But now I'm getting out of that, right? Because I like that she said it's helping her remember what it is that she read, right? And then so at the end of the chapter, she was like, I take it as a personal challenge. And I'm so sad about this book specifically. This book and my piano book and my other book over there that got ruined by some car liquid stuff that's put on them. And so now they're kind of messed up. And so now they look like this, which makes me sad. Now the cover is messed up too, which makes me sad. But I'm still gonna read the book, and I'll probably just like buy a new one, maybe, or figure out if I can fix this one. But anyways, she's like, if the author leaves like this much space at the end of a chapter, then I take it as a personal challenge to say something, right? And then she like write stuff in the margins and like highlight stuff, right? She also uses sticky notes, but I haven't felt the need for the sticky notes just yet. But I am really enjoying this book, and I think it's just super crazy how long it took me to decide to read it, and it's just been in my possession. But the read is gonna be different, right? Because it's not a story. It's not a story. It's not necessarily like a self-help book either. Like it's more of a philosophy book. It's like everyone is philosophers, and I'm like, thank you, because I feel like that's actually what I'm here to do. I'm here to philosophize, to philosophize. So I'm here to be a philosopher. I'm here to think and help people make better decisions by building philosophy that they can like follow and be like, okay, you know what? That makes sense. That makes sense. And just like the questions that he was like figuring out what relationships are modeled for you in your life, like from your family to TV shows and movies and like all of these things and these fantasies of your soul, and having to really be accepting of that and the duality of the soul, and that it doesn't make sense. It's completely irrational. It's not here to be understood. It's just here to be, to exist. And it just, everything translates so much back to human design because, right, like he's talking about emotions, he's talking about passion, he's talking about relationships and stuff, and that has a lot to do with the solar plexus and the sacral center, depending on what kind of languages that he's using. But by the language that he is using, I really think that he is a sacral being with a defined solar plexus, or he has them both open, and he might be like a projector or a reflector, and just really able to just like reflect this energy back very clearly on the line. I think he really might be like a reflector or something. I was thinking about looking up his information, but I don't know. But everything just translates so much back to like human design, and the point of life and the whole point of existence is literally to be aware and to observe the life unfolding. Like that's the point. Like that is the point. It's not to understand, like it's not to be able to figure anything out. Of course, like you will do that during your time of existence, right? If you choose to. And that's another thing he said, that soul requires reflection. Like it's not seeking perfection, it's not seeking to be understood, but it does require reflection. And that's a way to know if somebody is connected with their own soul, is whether they are reflecting on what's going on in their life instead of just deciding that life is out to get them. You know, the victim lack mentality that we have been definitely working on very hard for the last couple of years to get rid of, because it's just not for me. You know, it's just not for me. It's just not for me. And just having to understand and realize and recognize where those patterns even came from, because it's not for me. And I know consciously that it's not for me, but obviously subconsciously, somewhere along the way, you started picking up on that message. So you have to realize, you have to figure out, okay, where was you picking up on that message at? And then you have to cut the ties with that that mentality. You have to cut the ties with that mentality by being able to be aware and call it out whenever it is happening simultaneously. Like, you need to be aware of what it is you're thinking, because your thoughts are really creating your reality. And that's a big thing also that I've been working on this last year. Is like, okay, like, you know what, I got a lot of power to decide like what I want my life to look like. And I've been gradually trying to figure out how to wield and how to yield that power, you know, with the help of human design and trial and error. Because, you know, as a sixth line, that's literally what I'm here to do, you know, role model, hermit, and recognizing when I'm in hermit mode, because I've definitely been in hermit mode these past couple months, and recognizing and having to understand my emotional waves, because they are crazy. And that's exactly where you get caught up, and is in the low part of an emotional wave. Because I had a really big one like a week or two ago, but like I said, it's existential time of the year, and the sun is like on some weird stuff outside, and I broke my ring light, so I gotta get it. But anyways, so yeah, because it's existential time of the year, but it's also September, which means companies are hiring, and they hiring in a frenzy before they lose this money out of their budget for next year. Right? And I have just been on my own working on transitioning careers and industries so I can like be with better aligned. Like, and I'm just like looking for the opportunity to be undeniable the way that I know that I am at a company that's actually going to like compensate me for that properly. Right? So, but then also we're learning about channels and projected channels, and having to honor the fact that you need to be invited to do some things, right? And paying attention to the invitations that you're getting, and like thinking about the invitations that you got in the past and how they changed your life, right? And so while I'm moving forward and being this person that I know that I am, right? So that I can have the things that I want, because I do already have the things that I want, like, because I'm the person that I already want to be, right? But like staying that person all the time, even when stuff is up in the air and I don't know what the hell going on, you know, doing the fun things first as a manifesting generator, like, and not trying to force results and force stuff to happen, you know. And so, one, my screen time has been down. Love that. And like I said, I've just been back to reading and just doing a lot of thinking, because I'm a philosopher. And just figuring out, like, you know, what is the best way for me to live, to move through this life so that I can have the things that I want available to me, you know, readily. And so that I feel good and I feel like myself, especially having to figure out how to completely unmask and realize, okay, like, what is it that I even like to really do, and, you know, what do I spend my time doing every day, instead of scrolling on social media, right? So we're playing piano, we're learning about music, we're getting back to reading, and eventually I'm going to get all of the stuff out of my mother's storage, and then maybe that'll spark something with fashion design. Who knows? You know? But just solidifying this process of like really trusting myself and giving myself grace and confidence to be myself and be loud. Especially because, right, as a manifesting generator, that means I have a defined throat. I have a defined throat. But, and this is the thing about human design, it's like so nuanced. Like, it's so nuanced. Like, yeah, okay, my throat is defined, but the channel that's defining it is a channel by design. So it's something that I cannot be aware of. It's something that I'm not going to be aware of. I'm only going to be aware of it through the reflection of other people. Right? People are going to reflect that back to me, and I have to be aware of the fact that people are reflecting things back to me and be like, oh, that's my throat working right there, because my throat is lit up by a collective channel. And I don't remember the name of the channel, but that's not the point. It's collective channel, gate 3536. But once again, by design. And so I've just been feeling like, okay, I have something to say. I have something to say. I have something to say. I have no idea what the hell it is that I need to say. But studying my human design, I at least know that what I got to say is going to be something that needs to be said for the collective, for the betterment of, and the transformation of the collective. Because I think this is gate, the channel is the transitory channel or something, transformation channel. I don't know, but it got to do with crisis and crisis resolution and conflict resolution. Those are the gates. So yeah, and then so what I'm thinking is, what I'm feeling is, I don't know, okay, because saw this video again on Instagram, and my Instagram, like, we'll take a minute to talk about social media in a second, and your For You pages and how they're about to go to crap, and how you're about to be burnt out trying to figure out, is this AI, is this not AI, if you even are doing that work at all right now, which you probably definitely should be doing, because we are in a very extremely unsafe place right now as a world, as a civilization. That's not the point. Back to what I was saying. Saw this video, and this girl was like, where are the revolutionary albums? Like, and I just once again been learning about music, and I was watching that documentary about Sly Stone, and she was like, all these albums was coming out, you know, like What's Going On, Marvin Gaye, Stand by Sly and Family Stone, like there's some other ones, but just like revolutionary music that's actually reflecting the time, because art is supposed to reflect the time. And I was like, yeah, that's true. None of the music coming out right now is reflecting the times as a collective. Like, and it's also this thing about how, like, you know, that the world is not the world, but you know, like the economy and the recession, like society's not at a good place at all when you're getting like dance, pop, fast beat music, like let's party, like all this kind of music, because they're trying to, you know, we're literally trying to escape what's going on. But there's no, I don't know, maybe there is, but I haven't found it. But if it is, definitely not going mainstream the way it should be, reflecting the times and what's going on. So I think that is going to be a part of like what type of music it is that I'm gonna end up making. Whether it is, and like it's still so much to happen. Like maybe I'm not even the person that's gonna be singing. Maybe I'm just writing the songs. Maybe I'm not even writing the songs. Maybe I'm arranging the music. I don't know. Okay, like I don't know. I just know that something is happening in that direction, and I'm just responding. I'm just responding, because like, what is life right now? What is life right now? Like, these companies are pledging billions of dollars to continue to fund AI, and the AI is literally getting propped up in black and brown communities, and killing and harming them and raising their bills and whatnot. The president of the country, really not even the president, like, I mean, really might as well call him what he is at this point, you know, whatever, but declaring war on on us, like on us, like nigga is dispatching the military. He's just dispatching the military. He's dispatching militarized units of force into neighborhoods and cities that he feels is not the way he wants them to be. It's too black and brown. It's too minding their business. It's too not, you know, under his control. So, you know, like all of these things are going on, and I'm very aware of them. But still, we're moving in a time where you really got to be able to take care of yourself. And so you got to do with the information what you need to do with it. I haven't figured out what the information is going to do for me, because I've always wanted to start a homestead. I've always wanted to go off grid. You know, I watch all them shows. Live Off Grid, that's my show. Building Off the Grid, love it. Um, Naked and Afraid, love it. Okay, love it, right? I even got some survival books over there. Like I'm slowly preparing. Apocalyptic movies, love them. If the world ends, though, I really don't think that I'm gonna have the will to even try to live. Um, I still will know what to do, right? But the decision will come: am I gonna do it, or am I just gonna lay down? Because I think I'm gonna just. I'm just not. I'm not. I don't want to deal. I didn't ask for none of this. I didn't ask for any of these things, and I don't want to like. It's like I don't want to be a part of it, but also I'm like, what are we doing? Because I know exactly. I don't know exactly what we need to do, but I got some ideas of the direction that we can go in, of how we can make the stuff happen. You know, when I started my Pluto Revolution, uh, Discord channel, and that took some time to figure out how to make a Discord or organize Discord server. It's called a server actually. Like I organize, you come in, you get grouped where you need to be grouped at. You got the opportunity to participate how you want to participate. It's gonna be spanned across the the country. Like we can organize, figure this out. Like so we not looking crazy when everything hits the fan. Mutual aid, planned protest, coordinated protest, like all of these things. We can do all these things. I had all this typed up with a document listing the reasons as to why we need to do it, like already. So either you agree, you don't agree, you on board, or you not on board. Like it was very clear, very cutthroat. Not like the other group that I had joined, even though I'm still in there. But it still seemed like they're not really doing much. So, and every few weeks, I wake up to somebody liking the message of me saying, how are y'all in here still deciding on a list of demands when y'all have a list of demands posted on the website, which I'm pretty sure is what people are making the decision based on, to give y'all this information that y'all soliciting, because everybody trying to mine our information. Information is the new gold, right? Information is the new currency. Information has actually always been the most important currency, and now they're just using it, like they're really starting to use it against us because we are in this constant surveillance state. Like they're renovating the Walmart across the street from my house, and now the regular the regular checkout stands with the person checking you out, it got cameras over it, and you got cameras on the self checkout, right? And it's just like, how did I ask to be surveilled like this? And I don't like it. I don't like it, and we are really at a very scary time right now. And I hope that y'all are getting prepared and staying safe out here. But I'm gonna call it a day because I gotta go to the office because um, people got horrible customer service skills and they just be saying lies, and so like lies to scare you. And yeah, I don't move, like I don't respond to fear like that. Like fear absolutely is my motivation and desire. I mean, not desire, but wanting is my perspective, right? But I don't respond to fear by 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 freezing or by running. Like I assess the situation and then I decide how I want to move. It's fun for people to not be able to manipulate me in that way anymore. But y'all stay up. I'm gonna be 20 fucking 7. How did I get to be 27? No fucking idea. I don't know how long I thought I was gonna live, but honestly, it wasn't this long. But then also, this year I was supposed to have already been married and had kids, but I don't. So, another survivor of teenage pregnancy. Y'all stay up.